Welcome to Insight Builder channel, large language model automators, Python experts, and agents enthusiasts. Can you tell me about LLM agents and agentic softwares? This is going to be the discussion today. You must have come across all these kinds of agents till now, or agent related softwares like Crew AI, GPT Pilot, Devika AI, AutoDev, and Devin. So these are all couple of AI based agentic softwares that has been in the wild for some time. I have been trying to understand how these agents are working, and I want this series of videos. This is one of the first videos where I dive into how the agents are prepared in the backend. So it's going to be a pretty fun series of videos. So what you're seeing here is the building blocks of the agents. All these agents, you see, these agents have one thing in common. So they are actually having prompts, and also they have a repetitive process of calling to LLMs. This is how they are actually working. Whenever you see this kind of a repetitive activity, it is actually done by an underlying programming language. In this case, it's Python, or it could be JavaScript, it could be Go, or any other language. Nothing is stopping from doing this repetitive action. So this is the main 2 points, prompts and repetitive call to LLMs. But if you think about the agents, they have couple of building blocks by themselves. So agents have a way to objective understand. So they have to understand the purpose of why the user is asking a question, or what the user wants to achieve. The agents want to gather the context surrounding the objective in order to achieve the goal. They have to generate the steps that is necessary, and they have to refine and validate the steps, and finally they have to execute the steps. So these are the ways the agents are actually working, right? And if you go a little bit further, in fact, most of the agents will have some way to generate code, some way to execute code, browser interact, keyword extraction, and also a lot of other ways to summarize, to classify, and various other tasks. So these are the various kinds of tasks the agents are posed with. Now, this is the base brief that I want to provide about the agents. That's one of the objective, but the main objective in this series of videos is to actually build a simple agent. You heard me right. Build a simple agent, meaning you need to be able to build an agent that can actually talk to LLM and also make decisions. Also, most importantly, it has to loop again and again. So the agents are continuously in the execution mode only. So you have to give the input, the agent will do some activity, then come back again, and then it will start asking for more inputs from you. This is what we are going to see. So a simple agent will take an objective, and it will use COT prompts via Python API. So chain of thought prompts via Python API, and it will connect with the large language models, and it will get the plan of steps. And with the help of Python, the steps are further split into simple tasks. Again, the loops and conditions in Python are used for segregating the tasks. And finally, Python API sends the tasks to the appropriate, puts it in the appropriate prompt templates, and then gets the response from the LLMs. So let me actually zoom back a bit so that you guys can get an overview, right? So it starts with the objective, goes to the steps, splits the steps, segregates the tasks, puts the tasks into a prompt template, and then send it to the LLMs to get the response. And then the most important point is it actually goes back up again. This keeps on continuing. This is how an agent works. But let us actually see an agent in see the agent in action right now. Let's move to simple agent _demo.py. So this is a single file agent that I have written based with lots of prompts, and with the OpenAI and Jinja library. Nothing much. I have not introduced a lot of different libraries here. You can see the libraries here. I'm not going to explain the code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start executing the code. So let me bring the command prompt where I'm going to execute this particular script. So this script will be shared with you guys in the GitHub repo. So feel free to download it and start operating it on your in your system, and you'll be able to find out the nitty-gritty details. Also, this script is in work in action, work in progress, not in action. So it's work in progress. So let's proceed. So Python, I'm going to call simple agent demo. So this is the demo.py that I'm going to execute. And the moment I execute, I am using a library called as questionary, which helps me to create these kinds of good looking input requests. So here I'm asking what kind of tasks you want the agent to do. So as I already told you that the agent will have various tasks involved. Like it will be given an objective, it will plan the steps, split the tasks, segregate the tasks. All these are separate tasks. So the agent that I have built here actually does these tasks step by step. So you can actually understand what's going on. Most of the time, in fact, I tried GPT Pilot, Devika AI, tried working with Crew AI, also Autodev. I tried all these things. It's becoming way more difficult to understand what's actually happening internally in the software. I mean, it's actually Python scripts with prompts, but if you are new to Python, or if you are not aware of how the prompts work, how the templates work, then it's going to be a challenge. So all these things I will be covering in this series of videos, so stay tuned for that. Now let us proceed with this ask tasks. So immediately once I ask the task, the program, the agent tells me that give me the file name where I can store the tasks. So this is very similar to how the agents work, right? So let me in case of the process that I'm following, I can actually I will get this kind of prompts whenever I'm using questionary. So that's one of the benefits. So you need to install that library. So it's a very good library in Python. So I'm going to store the data from in tasks_2.json. So I'll be showing you what will happen in a couple of minutes. And the app type. So what kind of app? I'm going to create a command line app. Okay, I'm not going to make it really tough. So I'm going to make it a little more easy. So I'm going to say text shredder, or I can say text processor. Okay, so just to make it a little easier. Okay, this is where the prompt I need to provide. So I need to tell what the application is going to do. My app will open a text file, read it, and help read it and help to search for specific words and sentences inside the text. It will act similar to the grep command in Linux. The user can provide the file name to process, or he can open the file content and pipe it to this app. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the user can actually take the file name and give it to this app that we are developing, or he can actually open the file with the name by using type command or cat command in Linux, and he can actually pipe the content of the output into the application. So that's what I'm trying to say here. And once that is done, I'm going to press enter. So what will happen is, in this case, the agent is working with the large language model, and it's going to give me an output in a couple of seconds. As you will see that once the process completes, so you can see that it actually told that the token used is 681 tokens, and it asked me whether do you have more questions. I told yes, I have more questions because I have to classify the tasks, right? So that's the agent, that's what the agent is going to do next. So before we do that, I want you to show how the file this task underscore list 2.json looks. Here we see the task underscore list 2.json, and we can right now see that the command line app description that we are provided, and following that we have the user stories. So all the tasks that we have, the large language model are provided, has been stripped and it converted to lists, and it has been updated here. So all these things the LLM has generated and it has provided to me. Let us proceed. Now I want to classify these tasks, because after I get the tasks, I need to decide which task I can do it by generating the code, which task I can do it by going to the internet, or which task I need to get help from the human. So all these things I need to first of all decide. So for that I have to first of all classify the tasks. So I'm going to use class tasks here. So I hope that you guys are able to see this. If you have any issues, you can always comment to me and I'll be able to respond to you. So now again, after the task is getting classified, we want to store the data. It's very important because we are actually getting all these things from the large language models, and we are using tokens. So we are spending money, right? Why to waste the data that we are getting? So store it in JSON files. So here I'm going to say task, and it is going to be class 3. So I'm going to store it in class 3.json, and I'm going to execute this. The moment I press enter, what will happen is it will open each of the tasks that you saw just now, and it will start classifying it. And in order to classify this entire text, or all the tasks are actually sent back to the large language model one by one using the help of Python. It's not done automatically by the large language model. It is done with the help of Python. And you can see all these tokens that tokens used is based on, for each of the task this much token is getting used. So that's what you see the output. All these things we will be discussing separately in the forthcoming videos. This video is primarily to show you what an agent can do, and how Python or any of the programming languages that you are comfortable with can be used to create agents like this. Right now it is asking me, do you have any more questions? Yeah, I still have more questions. I need to analyze, right? So let us proceed. Now you will see there is only one option, and that is a cancel option, right? If you go back, if you scroll up, you will see there were two options here. Okay, now the options are not visible. There were two options when we started, and there were 4 options when we started. After we started classifying, there were 2 options, 3 options, and now we have 2 options here. I'm going to say analyze data because I don't want to cancel the flow. So I am going to analyze, and in order to analyze, I'm going to use the task analyze 3.json. So the analysis will be stored inside the JSON file again, and in order to analyze, you need to provide some kind of a question, right? That is how you will analyze. You will have some kind of objective. So here I'm going to ask how many planning tasks are present in the above task list. So we actually created the task. We classified the tasks already, and now I am asking a question to the large language model to tell me that how many tasks are present in the above list, that list of tasks. So let us execute that. And moment you see, it actually fills this entire series of tasks that it knows, and then it actually answers me also. There is one planning task present in the above list. So if you scroll up here, you can actually see that there is one planning task, right? It's not that all the time it can actually provide the right answer. So sometimes you will see that it is actually giving the wrong answer also. The idea here is that you can see what is the context that the large language model is using. So now you know that the large language model is able to do some tasks. The agent is trying to make the decision and giving you the analysis, etc. Right now it is asking me, do you have more questions? As of now, no. I can actually quit, and the moment I quit, the agent closes. So let us go back. Here you saw that we had actually started with this objective. So let me zoom out a bit so that it will be easier for me. So we built a simple agent which took an objective, like the app name, etc. and it started working on the objective to get the tasks. We split it using Python, and we segregated the tasks using the large language model. That's very important, right? And we again put the tasks into the appropriate templates, and we got the response from the LLMs. So in order to get the task segregated, we have to first of all place the task inside the prompt templates and then get the classification response from the LLMs. It is not done with Python. So this is what I was trying to say when I began this activity. So three steps were done by a single script. How's the output? So let us actually look at the output now. So here we have the task analyze 3.json. That is the analysis task that we did here. So if you scroll up here in this place, we gave the name of the JSON file. So that is a file that I've opened right now, and you can see the app type, the name, and the prompt that we provided, and the classified tasks. So these are the various tasks and the task class that it got created. So that is how it got updated here. You can see all the JSON data here. And as we scroll down, you can see that there is one more updated information on the task analysis. So here we have the questions on how many planning tasks are present in the above task list, and the LLM reply says that there is one planning task in the above task list. So this is how we have done all the activity, and we have stored the data into the files also. That is how the agents are actually working. Now the question here is that what actually went through in creating this agent? I have not done a lot. You can actually start extending this. I'll be in fact extending this script to include the call to internet to browse the data APIs, and also browse with the Chromium or Safari browsers and get the data from there. All these things we can start implementing. But in the backend, it is all going to be done either through Python, JavaScript, Go, Rust, or whatever programming language you are aware of. The underlying large language model will be like big large language models like ChatGPT, GPT 3.5 or 4. Here, all these outputs were got from GPT 3.5. This is very important that I wanted to highlight, that the JSON that you see here has been created by using Python dictionaries or Python support. The reply that you see here, this decision making, etc., has been given by the large language models. That is not done by Python. It is not done with rules. It's done through the help of large language model support. And the same way, if you scroll up this entire task that you see here, all these tasks were also provided by the large language model. So the idea that I want to communicate here is that agents are nothing but a set of activities or steps that a Python script or any of the programming language script executes. And it is, the script is designed in such a way that it actually loops through the script again and again until the tasks are completed or until the objective has been achieved. So that's how the agents work. And in fact, the building blocks of the agents will be, dismantled in coming videos, and you'll be able to understand it inside out. So with that said, I would like to leave this video with 4 words. That is, keep exploring, keep exploring. Have a great time, guys.